Okay, let's go to page 403, section 6.2. Okay, let's look at number 50. Here, for this section, we're going adding fraction. So we have 5x plus 9 over 4x. So right now, okay, when you're adding fraction, the denominator must be the same. Okay, here we have different denominator. So we're going to find out the least common denominator. So both have x. So we both have x, so we want the x. Now over here, you see that 4, okay? That's the only 4, so we want that 4. So my common denominator will be the 4x, okay? Now let's bring down my first fraction, 5 over x. Now my common denominator is going to be a 4x. I only have x, so I'm missing what? A 4. So here I go multiply 4 to the top and 4 to the bottom. Then bring down the plus, bring down my second denominator, 9 over 4x. Now, my second denominator is 4x. My common denominator also 4x, so I don't miss anything. So I'm going to keep the 4x. I don't need to multiply any number. So let's go back to the first fraction. I'll go multiply top times top. So it'll be 20 over 4x plus 9 over 4x. Now, denominator, they are the same. You write down one denominator, then you're going to combine the numerator. So my answer will be 29 over 4x. Now let's look at number 52. 52, we have 7 over 18 a to the third power b squared minus 2 over 9ab. Again, we're going to find out the least common denominator. Okay, the least common denominator, first let's look at the number. We have 18 and the 9. 9 can go into 18, so we're going to take the largest number, so we're going to take 18. Now let's look at a, and let's look at the a. Over here we have a, then we have a to the third power. I always take the large exponents, so it'll be a to the third power. Then here we have b squared. Again, take the biggest, so we have b squared. So my common denominator will be 18 a to the third power b squared. Okay, now let's bring down my first fraction, 7 over 18 a to the third power b squared. Now let's compare my denominator for my first fraction with my common denominator. Both are the same. Okay, so therefore I don't miss anything, so I don't need to multiply anything. Now let's bring down my second fraction, will be 2 over 9ab. Now let's look at my denominator. Over here, for my denominator, I have 9, but I need to go to 18. So 9 times 2 gave me 18. So go multiply 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Now I only have a, but I need what? A to the third power. So I'm missing a squared. So I'm going to put a squared to the top and a squared to the bottom. Now I only have b here. Now I need what? B squared. So I'm missing what? A b. So I'm going to multiply b to the top and b to the bottom. After that, okay, the easiest way, you just write down your common denominator. So here we have 18 a squared b squared. You don't even need to multiply this too, okay? Don't even multiply this over here because it's a waste of your time. You know your common denominator is this. So just write down your common denominator. So here, keep my first numerator with 7 minus. Now, after that, let's multiply these two numbers. Okay, now let's multiply this. So that becomes 4a squared b. Now let's look at the numerator. For the numerator, I cannot combine anything, so that's my answer. So my answer will be 7 minus 4a squared b over 18a to the third power b squared. So that's my answer. Now let's look at number 58. 58, we have 5 over T4 U7 minus 3 over T5 U9 plus 6 over T10 U. Again, let's find out the common denominator. Okay, so my least common denominator. Okay, let's compare T. T4, T5, T10. I always take the biggest, so we're going to take T10. Now let's look at the U. We have U u9, u to the 7. Again, take the biggest one, so it'll be u to the 9th power. After we found the least common denominator, now let's bring down the first fraction, will be 5 over t4 u7. Okay, so here we only have t4, but we have t10. We need t10. How many t we missing? We're missing t to the 6. So we'll multiply 6 to the top, t to the 6, t to the 6 to the bottom. Now, we have u to the 7th power. I need u to the 9th power. So we're missing how many? 2. So it'll be u squared and u squared. Then after that, let's bring down my second fraction, minus 3 t5 u to the 9. So let's do the same thing. Let's see how many t we are missing. We only have t5, but we need t10. So we're missing t to the 5th. So t to the 5th to the top and the bottom. Over here, u9, then we have enough for u9, so we don't need any of u. So that's good. For the second one, let's bring down the third fraction, will be plus 6 t10u. Okay, now let's check. For the t, we have t10, so t10, so which is good. We don't need any of the t. Now let's look at u. Only have u here, but we need to go to the u to the 9th power, so we're missing 8 of them. So it'll be u to the 8, u to the 8. After that, don't even bother to multiply your multiply to all the denominator. That's waste of time. So we know this is the common denominator. So just write down the common denominator, t to the 10, u9. After that, all you need to do is multiply the numerator. So here, the numerator does multiply over here. So it'll be 5t6 u squared. Keep the minus in between. Now let's multiply the second numerator. So let's multiply this right here. So it'll be 3t5. Then keep the plus. Now let's multiply the third numerator. So over here, so it'll be plus 6u8. Then that's it. That's your answer. Now let's look at number 60. Number 60, we have 3 over x minus 3 minus 1 over x. Now again, let's find out the least common denominator. This is the only x minus 3, so we want our x minus 3. That's only x, so we want our x. Okay, so be careful. Okay, this x and this x, they are totally different. Okay, this x right here is x minus 3, so we want the x minus 3. This x right here by itself, so we want our x. So my common denominator will be x times x minus 3. After we found the common denominator, let's bring down my first fraction, will be 3 over x minus 3. Now, let's compare my denominator with my common denominator. I have x minus 3, I have x minus, so I'm missing what? X. So I go multiply x to the top, x to the bottom. After that, bring down the minus, bring down my second numerator. Okay, so my second numerator over here, let's check over here. Let me use different color. Okay, I got x over here, but I'm missing what? The x minus 3, so I go multiply x minus 3, then x minus 3 to the top and the bottom. Then after that, again, don't even bother to multiply your denominator, okay? Because you know this is your common denominator. So all you need to just write down x times x minus 3 for your denominator. Now for the numerator, let's multiply the stuff on top. So let's multiply this. So become 3x. Over here, let's see, okay, since we have a negative 1, okay, that's a 1. So we're going to take the negative 1, we're going to multiply into the parenthesis, that becomes negative x plus 3. After that, let's combine the like term, okay, let's combine the like term, x with x. So here, I have 3x minus x will be 2x, keep the plus 3 over x times x minus 3. Then that's it. Then that's my answer.